Hello, everyone. How's it going? I do appreciate you coming to the channel, watching my reviews for the 2022. I don't know why I have my headset on, but so the movie I'm going to be reviewing is Death on the Nile, and I might actually go back and do what I did for Orphan and Top Gun Maverick. Might go back and watch the prequel to this film, because apparently the prequel to this film is Murder on Orient Express, and it takes place on a train, whereas this movie takes place over the Egyptian River. So basically, what you have is it's a really star-studded cast. Movie's called Death on the Nile. It's Death on the Nile, and it was directed by Kenneth Branaugh, who also stars as the main character in here, who you also might remember as Dr. Lovelace in Wild Wild West with Kevin Kline and Will Smith. So yeah, he has, over the years, has grown into a director, taken on this series, which is a series of novel adaptations from Agatha Christie. So Kenneth Branaugh stars Kenneth Branaugh, a really unrecognizable Russell Brand, who I had to watch like several times before I was like, oh, that's Russell Brand, because he kept looking familiar. I was like, I don't know who that is. So that was kind of cool how they have Russell Brand looking different here. You have Letitia Wright in here as well. And you have pre-cannibal Army Hammer. So there you go. Before he revealed he was a cannibal and ruined his entire career. And also, and his character in this movie is married to, I couldn't remember her character's name, but she's played by Gal Gadot, who we know as Wonder Woman, of course. Just an all-around like really huge cast. So basically, this is, again, like I said, this is based on Agatha Christie novels. So anyone who I do read books as well too. So like anyone who knows Agatha Christie, she's known for her murder mysteries, essentially. I've never actually read this series of books. I've heard about them before the movies came out. So this is actually a series I kind of wanted to get into. I haven't seen, like I said, I haven't seen the first film. Want to see the first film, but this one is about an ensemble cast of people. Takes place back in the 30s. I think it's 1930s, and basically they're taking like it's Armie Hammer and Gal Gadot's character. They're taking like this really expensive like engagement, basically like this engagement cruise essentially. Gal Gadot has like buttloads of money. She's a very famous. I think she's just a very rich woman, pretty much. So Armie Hammer's character in a way kind of married into money. And it just sort of gets to this point to where things go crazy and it turns into a murder mystery. So I have to say, I remember Murder on Orient Express. I think they came out back in 2017. I think it's it was between 2017 and 2019. It might be 2019. The thing about that movie, so you have, you have Kenneth Branaugh. He plays Hercule. I think it's Pyro. Hercule Pyro. I think his name is Pyro. And he's basically trying to he's basically a detective. He solves murder mysteries. He does all this stuff. He's essentially like, you know how like writers have like this really big series of books, and it's around this one central character. You have your James Bond, but you have like 50 James Bond books, or James Bond is the main character, or or what's another one, or James. Was it? I don't think it was James Patterson. It was another. It's not a James, but along came a spider and all those books, and your main character in all those books is Alex Cross, and Alex Cross has like his set of books. So Hercule Poirot is essentially the same type of character, you know. He's that one central character. He's this really good detective. He's on all these adventures, things of that nature. And then suddenly you have this murder mystery, and it eventually becomes like a whodunit, you know. I do like whodunit films. My thing with this one is, I did like the mystery of it and everything. I thought the way they do the mystery is kind of cool. After a while, my biggest problem, and this is a giant problem with this movie, is it just takes. So this is like slightly over 2 hour film, right? So it takes about an hour before we even get to that mystery. So by the time and I'm not even over exaggerating, I actually looked at how long I was into the movie. It really takes like the actual mystery doesn't pop in until halfway through the movie. The first half of this movie is fluff, filler. Yeah, the very first half of this film is straight filler. I guess in a way they're kind of setting up the characters, but when I got done with the movie, I was even wondering, I was like, why didn't they just start out with the mystery first? Because it's like when you watch Glass Onion. The thing I liked about Glass Onion is it didn't waste time developing the characters, giving you the mystery. The mystery showed up the first 10-15 minutes of the film. You got by Daniel Craig's character in Knives Out is he's interviewing them, so you learn about each character as they're being interviewed. Boom, 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 and then you have the entire mystery come together. Whereas in this movie, the mystery doesn't show up until halfway through the film. So you're going through a lot of boredom. Like this movie's basically just kind of stumbling around until it gets halfway through the film, and then it finally picks up and decides it wants to be a murder mystery film. And I can see that turning a lot of people off. I mean, you mean to tell me you want to get into the mystery halfway through a film that's supposed to be a mystery film? So you literally have a bunch of people just standing there talking about, their romances and stuff like that, which that seemed to be a big thing throughout the movie, at least in the first half. So it was like, well, is this a mystery or is this a romance film? And then it finally gets into the mystery aspect of it, and that's where I thought the movie got a little bit more interesting. I just wish that the movie kind of kicked off a little sooner. It just felt like this was just stretched out to 2 hours, and it felt to me like the mystery portion was only going to take up an hour of the film, so that first hour they need to fill it with something, and it just doesn't. It just wasn't. This movie wasn't really that interesting when I first started watching. I was like, I don't see why this is so good. But then once the mystery came in, that's, like I said, that's when the movie started to take off. I do like all the actors in here. I think Russell Brand does a really good job. The one guy in the suit, I can't remember his name. He's pretty good too. And I think they'll show him again here in the trailer. But I thought even he was really good. I thought all the guests on the boat were really good actors. They're all amazing. and so Letitia Wright's good in this. I think a whole bunch of people in this do a really good job. Like I said, I just wish the movie kind of picked up. I wish the movie didn't squander for an entire hour, the whole first hour, and it just kind of got to the point, and then had a reason to just keep hitting beats and keep making it better. But the movie doesn't do that. Like I said, it would rather waste an entire hour just talking about things you don't really care about. Like, this is a murder mystery. We came to see a murder mystery. I think this is the first movie I've ever seen directed by Kenneth Branaugh. Because he's directed some other stuff too. I think he directed, like I said, he directed Murder on Orient Express, and he was the same character in that too. And he directed that Disney film Artemis Fowl, which got destroyed by pretty much critics and everybody else too. So my first introduction into like a Kenneth Branagh directed film, it's not bad. I just think, or whoever wrote the script too, I just think they need to work on pacing a little bit more, because the pacing in this was a little clunky. But like I said, but once the movie gets going, it gets going. Yeah, I'm gonna give this one. I'm gonna give this one a moderate recommend. It's average at best. Like I said, I the characters are fine. I just think the pacing to this film is really bad, and when you watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about too. So, yep, that's my review for Death on the Nile. If you saw it and you liked it, and you think I'm crazy for giving it the rating I gave it, just please comment below and just tell me what you thought about it. Tell me in your own opinion what you thought about Death on the Nile. And I will be releasing more movie reviews here pretty soon. So, like I said, like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and peace. See you next video.